You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. Before we get into it, a couple things. I'm your host, Keith Reza. I have some stand-up dates coming up. I'm doing the Rec Room in Huntington Beach on April 19th. The show's for autism awareness. Tickets are $30. You could get them at www.recroomhp.com or www.keithreza.com. I could really use the support on this one because, you know, I have autism and I love doing autism shows, so I had a great idea. Let's do an autism show with a comedy show of everyone who's autistic on it. So it's a dream show of mine, and I would appreciate the support. Thank you guys so much for your feedback. Also, if you like the show, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. We could use the reviews and be cool like that. And we set up a Patreon account to help support the show, so you could find us on Patreon at Reza Riffs. If you like the show, donate $1,000. If you don't like the show, donate $1. All right, back to the show, guys. Yeah. Man, that was awesome sponsorship, huh?
It was excellent.
Unbelievable.
I should introduce our guests. Jonathan Adams from Bones and American Dreams, and Tim Allen's Fox's Last Man Standing. How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. How are you?
Doing good, man.
Hello.
Yeah, you're a really huge guy, like tall guy.
Yeah, you know, I'm big enough.
Yeah.
Big guy.
You know.
Did you play basketball growing up?
No.
No?
No, I wasn't coordinated.
Oh,
I'm
you're
not a coordinated person. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't play basketball, can't play football, can't do anything.
Really?
So you were just always a giant.
I'm just a big,
Yeah.
useless thing.
Yeah. I don't think you're useless.
That's so
at all.
honest. I like that. That's so direct.
You know, sports-wise.
Yeah.
You know.
But it's come to my experience with all the tall people I meet, because I'm scared because I'm a tiny fat dude. You know what I mean? They're usually the sweetest guys.
Well, you have to be.
Yeah. So it's when I first met you, I didn't know if I should shake your hand or give you a hug.
Right.
Oh.
Well, you could have given me a hug. I would have appreciated it.
Yeah. Last time I hugged a guy though, he knocked me.
Just
Really?
Yeah. That's why I have a bad.
That is not
Yeah.
cool.
that's.
I play a lot of Mario Kart.
That's not cool.
So I love you. I watched the show, man, and I was listening to a lot of interviews because I don't like to ask the same questions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you probably get asked, and I couldn't find any podcast interviews that you did.
Yeah, because this is the first podcast interview I've done. Well,
Really?
no, actually, I've done a couple. I have done a few.
You have done a few?
Yeah. I can't
They're just not
remember
on
what I did,
iTunes
though.
yet.
Maybe they not on iTunes yet.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so if I ask you a question that you've been asked for and you don't want to ask it, just hit the skip button.
You know what? If you ask me a question and I've already been asked it,
Yeah.
I'll answer it honestly.
Oh,
I'll be
really?
Right there with you, man.
All right.
That's great.
I'll be
Well-
right on your side.
Well, here's a question I had. What's it like working with Tim Allen?
Man, Tim Allen is a great guy. No,
Yeah.
Tim is great.
Yeah.
Tim is energetic,
Yeah.
and which is kind of interesting for I don't want to say how old he is, but he's not
He's probably
12.
60. Yeah.
But so he's like he has the energy of like a 12-year-old on the
Nice.
set.
Yeah.
He's out there. He's always moving. He's always thinking, and he's always doing something. So,
Yeah. He's so funny.
yeah, and he's very, very funny.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a stand-up?
No, and I want to.
It's so good.
I totally want to. Everybody keeps talking about it, and occasionally he'll do things in L.A., but he has a standing show he does in Las Vegas. But occasionally he'll try stuff out in
The Laugh
comedy
Factory.
at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
And and I've been trying to catch that. Just Tim, let me know when the next time you're doing that. I'd love to show up.
Yeah, I want to go too. I see it on TV.
We'll all
stuff,
go
but-
together.
Yeah,
Let's all go together.
but see, I had
Just leave the Laugh Factory together.
a plan when here's my plan. When I found out you agreed to do the show, I was like, this is the best news ever because I'm going to become best friends with you.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That'd
we're
be
going
cool.
we're going to be amigos.
Yeah, man.
And
could do that.
Yeah, I'll drop this guy for you.
Yeah, man. We could totally.
He says
do
that. He says that every show.
Does he say that to
every,
No,
every
no.
show? He says that. It's a running gag. I don't know.
So yeah, we're gonna hang out and
Absolutely.
stuff. That
Yeah,
was
man.
my plan.
I would totally do that.
Yeah, and then we'll go see Tim Allen's stand up, and you'll be like,
Yeah,
"Hey Tim,
man.
this is my best friend Keith,"
Yeah.
and I'll be like, "Hey, I didn't know you were performing."
I didn't know you were
Yeah.
That's his,
Or you could say,
yeah,
who's Tim Allen?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and then he'd be like, what?
You know, to be honest, I didn't know Tim Allen was an actor. I always thought he was Santa Claus.
I get to
Yeah.
drop the
Right
names
on.
like I like to do. I like to drop names. I'm a name dropper.
You are?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, his favorite name to drop is Jerry Bedknob.
Because he
I like
drops, it's a bed knob?
Yeah, no, Jerry Bedknob was in the 40-Year-Old Virgin. He was that Indian guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bed knob.
Yeah, but
His
like,
last name is Bed Knob?
yeah,
Is it Bed Knob or is it like
I
Bed
call him
Knob?
Bedknob because I have a speech stutter, but it might be Bedknob.
B-E-D-N-O-B?
B-E-D-N-O-B.
Bedknob?
That's
Liked it.
interesting.
He liked it when I said
I like it.
Hi, Mr.
Jerry
Bedknob.
Bedknob.
Yeah.
Or I said Jerry.
So Last Man Standing is on Fox on Fridays at 8 o'clock.
Yes.
And it moved from ABC to Fox.
It did.
Yeah.
And it took a year to do it. It was a really long move.
Yeah.
It took a while.
So how was like? Did that like give you? Because like I suffer like whenever I go on stage and stuff, and like when I do interviews, I have anxiety and stuff. You know, because I have Asperger's too. Like I can only imagine what it's like being on a television show. Like would that like did that like freak you out? Like oh my god, are we coming back or like?
Well, at first, I thought we weren't coming back.
Oh,
I
really?
was incredibly surprised at the news that the show was not coming on the next season. I was flabbergasted. We were all shocked.
Yeah.
I would call Tim and I called Tim and Hector and I talked to Nancy Travis, Hector Elizondo, and we were just like, what is going on? It was totally unexpected when the show got dropped by ABC, and we had no idea why. And quite frankly, still don't know why. But you know, hey, it was off the air for a year, and I was even more surprised that Fox picked it up. And
Yeah.
it was out of this world. I had
It's
no
like a
idea.
blessing in disguise.
It totally was. Totally
Nice.
was. Yeah, I was. And when they picked it up, I spent like the first, I don't know, a couple weeks just saying, no, this isn't going to work. It's not going to happen. I really didn't believe it until we got into the table read, and even then I was like, they're never going to put this on the air. No. I just really did not believe it because nothing like that ever happens on television. So
You want to hear an interesting fact that also involves you, which I'm sure you.
wow.
Yeah. Like
What?
this
is
is
it
where
new to me? Is it a new fact?
Yeah,
to me?
yeah. You probably don't even.
I don't
realize
know this.
Yeah.
Let me hear it.
know it.
But this is where my Asperger's comes to play because I am very, very smart. But you guest starred on a TV show called Medium a long time ago.
Yeah, with
right?
David Cubitt
Patricia Arquette.
and
yeah.
Patricia Arquette
And Jake
David-
Weber,
and
who's
Jake
like
Weber.
my favorite guy in the world, besides Tim Allen and you. But anyways, so you did Medium. Medium got canceled and then brought back by another studio.
Wow.
Yeah, and then like, you were on Last Man Standing, got canceled, got brought back. So I'm going to call you the brought back guy.
But you know what else?
You
what else
probably
is
weren't on
interesting?
that.
Brought back.
You know what else is interesting? I have been on the last season of like 3 or 4 shows.
Yeah.
Like the very last. Oh, we got canceled. Like there I am.
Yeah.
Hi, and then it got canceled.
But then you got brought back.
But then I got brought back for this show.
Yeah, so you're the brought back guy. That's a
Oh.
great name to have.
Okay.
That's
all right.
lucky.
It is lucky.
It's like Lucky Charms.
So
yeah.
you heard it right here for the first time. You tagged this gentleman, the brought back guy, right
Right
here
on,
in
man.
Reserves.
Right on reserve.
And he can always drop it.
Now wait a minute. The British guy in your intro pronounced your name Reza,
Reza, yeah.
but it's Reza.
Reza, yeah.
Great question. I love
Reza,
it.
Reza, same thing.
You-
Reza's my stage name.
Reza is your stage name, but
Yeah.
Reza is your.
Yeah, no, what it is like my legal last name. There's also a comedian named Keith, legal last name. So I took my stepdad's last name for the stage.
Oh, okay.
You know, so and plus it kind of like sounds a little
Oh, it does.
better. You know what I
It's
mean?
pretty rad.
It's Hispanic and Persian.
Wow.
You know, so,
Both? How can a name be both?
well, it's mostly Persian, but my stepdad's Hispanic.
Okay.
So he uses
Maybe
it as
it's-
Hispanic.
There's so many hybrids out there. See, I'm a hybrid. Not that they call it mixed race. See, my mother is Cuban from
Right.
Havana, and my dad is from Canton, China, River City, and they supplied the railroad workers.
Right.
You know, and so it's 2 communist countries. You know, but I'm not a communist. I'm just a
Right.
regular red, white, and blue hybrid.
Yeah, red and blue America.
Speaking of communists,
Were we speaking of communists?
That's one of my opening lines.
Speaking of
One of my
communists.
opening lines.
but no, you also did and I don't even know if you've met this guy, but I interviewed him, and he's like another personal hero. But you did a show called The Closer. which was created by James Duff.
The closer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you ever meet James Duff?
No.
Oh my gosh, he created that show.
Oh wow.
And,
no.
He was our guest here.
I
He was
did.
sweet.
I think it was on like
See,
2
name
days on the
drops.
closer.
I
Really?
tell you, I hear a name, boom.
I think I did like 2 days on the closer,
Yeah.
and you know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well, he probably wrote that script because
He probably
his
did.
mind is so brilliant. He writes all his shows he creates.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and
That's a lot.
he's a playwright. He's
Wow.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
And like as an actor, that's like brilliant. You know what I mean?
Totally
because it's like,
brilliant.
wow, he creates TV shows.
I've been
too.
writing the same script for 20 years. So,
Me too,
you
man.
know. No, if I can just get this scene right.
Yeah.
you know.
Perfection.
I've been writing a romantic comedy for, like I'm trying to sell it. But
Right.
I've never been in a romantic relationship, so
Right.
like I don't even know
It's
if
a
it's a
little bit
romantic
difficult.
comedy.
Right.
It's a little bit difficult
That
to do a
would be
romantic
difficult,
comedy.
yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, it's just a guy who meets a girl and says, "Hey, you want to go out?" And it takes her 90 minutes before she says yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow,
Well,
that's-
so. Yeah. It's not guy meets girl, guy
No.
gets girl, guy loses girl.
No, it's
guy
more
gets
like
girl back.
guy never got girl.
Guy never
Oh,
got
wow, that's yeah, it is. It is actually. I read it, and it was one of the most interesting scripts I've read in a while.
Yeah, this guy used to be a script doctor.
Really?
No,
Yeah.
don't say that.
Really?
No, I was.
He's
I
on a
was script
sitcom.
supervisor.
Oh, a script
Script
supervisor.
supervisor.
Continuity.
Yeah. Jonathan,
Oh, I
It
see.
has
Jonathan,
nothing to do with
I see,
writing.
I
It
see.
has to do with editing.
Jonathan, what's the difference between that? Because he said he was a script doctor. Now he's changed.
No. I never said. I said script supervisor, which is continuity.
All right.
Yeah.
Continuity is where
Yeah.
I have this binder filled with paper that says everything that has happened. Like if somebody puts their cigarette down, I have to write that down per line.
No.
Right,
I also
right,
have to know where the condoms are, who slept with who the other night,
Right.
and all of that. It's a job that, quite frankly, I was glad to leave because it's very it's very
It's
stressful.
detail-oriented.
Detail, and I'm a very
Lots of
detail-oriented
details.
person, but it was stressful.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, I get
Jonathan,
it, man.
you've seen
I
those,
get
you know,
it. I
and it's
do.
usually done by women.
Yeah, it is.
You know.
And yeah. So how'd you get the job?
Not only am I a hybrid, I'm a transgender. No, they were accepting men at the time, and I wanted, I took a course in all this. And I found it
Right,
interesting because
right,
I love
right.
film, but man, I tell you, fuck continuity.
Yeah, man. You're like, oh no, that clock should be set to 3:12
Oh, thank
now.
Thank you.
And his hat was on the dresser,
Well, Jonathan,
right.
the left side of the dresser,
The left
next to the
side.
perfume.
Thank you.
Jonathan, one of the things that's like really cool about you though is because like you're like a success story. Like you've been acting for 20 years,
A long
and
time.
and now you're on a huge show. It seems like you're now getting that hard work is paying off.
Yeah, what's weird is like, you're an overnight success story that takes 30 years
That's
to do
right.
it.
Yeah.
That's the way most people
That's
are
right.
in
Thank
LA.
you.
And that's just, I don't know. I'm happy
Yeah.
to be here. I'm really happy to be here. I'm really happy to be doing this show. And then just...
Well, thanks, man.
And
He meant.
what I meant, he
meant-
knows what I meant.
Yeah.
He has, see, there's the Asperger's. See, he filters it through a strange filter.
But it was funny.
Yeah.
No, I'm really happy to be doing Last Man Standing, and I'm really happy to have had the chance to be on this show for the past. Well, I've been on it 6 seasons, and the show's run 7.
Yeah.
I was in the first season.
But the second season you were kind of on and off, right?
Yeah, I was a guest star. I got into the show the best way an actor could possibly get into doing a TV series. You had a successful series running, and you come in as a guest star, and the directors and producers like you.
Mm-hmm.
They hire you again to do another episode.
Yeah.
They like you. They hire you again to do another episode. You become a regular, recurring character, and then they make you into a series regular. You don't have to go through that. I don't know if you've ever gone through the horrible process of being going to a network audition
No.
to get a series regular on a show that's just starting up. Man, it is just. It's brutal. I swear. Every time I did one, I've done like 6 or 7. I lost a year off the length of my life. Like I'm no longer gonna live to be 106. I'm only gonna get to be 99 now. That's
I could just imagine the stress because I actually went on an audition last week. It was for this new show for Netflix about
Right.
autistic people.
Oh wow.
And they wanted strictly autistic people to audition for it,
Right.
So that's how I got it through my stand-up, because I talk a lot about having autism in my stand-up. So I did it, and of all 10 auditions I've ever gone in my entire life, like this one I felt like the best.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I don't think I got it because I haven't heard from him. So
Well,
like I'm like stressed.
You never know, man.
Yeah.
You never
But like
know.
I could just only imagine when it's like with all the suits and Tim Allen being there and all that stuff.
Yeah. I didn't have to do that. That's
Oh,
the
you
good
did?
thing.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't. Not for this show, but for other shows, I've done it, and it is very, very stressful.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, but a regular audition is stressful. So I mean, I've been on like hundreds of those.
Yeah. What's your best advice on because when you go on audition? Because I'm trying to get better at that. So like, do you like introduce yourself to the casting director, or do you say, hey?
First, I always say, if somebody, unless they go to shake your hand, don't offer to shake hands.
Okay, don't. Okay, that's good.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Because if they have to shake everybody's hand and they're tired of shaking hands, you don't want to be the person who goes, "Oh, I'm just going to make you shake their hand." Anyway, that's just a small thing.
Okay, so you just give them knuckles or something.
Just nothing.
Until
They put their hand out, and then
All
you
right.
put your hand out.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Secondarily, just be honest.
Yeah.
Do what you do. Don't try to be someone else. Don't try to make something up. Don't try to be, superhuman or super something else. Just be yourself. Be honest, and get it done.
Yeah.
One of my favorite actor of all time is Jimmy Stewart.
Oh. Yeah.
Because he was always himself.
Definitely.
He was always himself in every
I like
single movie he was in, and he was honest.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it felt like everything he was saying came off the top of his head, and it was straight up, honest word coming out of his mouth. Like he wasn't making this up as he was going along.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I love Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, he's great.
I
Jimmy
love
Stewart,
actors
he's a
who
legend.
have that level of level of honesty.
What's it like doing? Because you did the Shakespeare Festival for a few years. Too.
Yeah.
Like what's that? Because like I know Shakespeare, like that's a huge talent to do.
Yeah, Shakespeare. And again, man,
Yeah.
like I said, it all comes down to being honest and breaking it down, finding out what you're really saying. If you go into a play and you don't know what you're saying, or you don't know why you're saying it or where it comes from,
Yeah.
you'll just fall apart. And I did that the first time I did Shakespeare. I did Taming of the Shrew. I played Lucentio. I was like 22, 21 years old,
Yeah.
and I really failed because I didn't understand the language, and I didn't make it my priority to just figure out what the character was saying and why, and that really helped. Once I did that, it just all clicked for me in doing Shakespeare.
Is it easier for you to do drama or comedy? Because on the show you're hilarious, but to do Shakespeare, that's like huge talent.
Yeah, dying is easy. Comedy is hard. Is the thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think that's quite true.
Comedy
That is true.
Comedy is really hard. It's hard.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You trying to make people laugh.
That's true.
And for me, I'm not that kind of. I don't have that kind of comic genius that Tim Allen or some people have, and they just kind of exude this funniness, and you're just like wanting to see what the funny thing they're going to do next. I personally, here's what I do. I keep throwing stuff out until somebody laughs, and then I keep doing that thing. So that's what I do.
Now
That's
is
what a lot of
is
people have
Last
been
Man
doing lately.
is Last Man Standing taped in front of a live audience where you have to retake every scene like 1,000 times? Oh,
the
that's awesome.
Grand majority of it is taped in front of a live audience. We pre-tape some scenes just for timing and technical purposes, but and also we do pre-tape every scene before we get it to the audience, so that we have like a safety. But always the best take is the one in front of the audience.
Yeah.
They are always, they add another level to it always, every time. So
Good.
you know that if you performed in front of an
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Both have.
My uncle was the star on Rules of Engagement, and like I used to go see that show live, and he would always like try and do it because he was just wanted to get out, but he was working with David Spade, and David Spade would like purposely mess up on every scene just to get laughs. So I was just
Right,
like,
right,
is
right,
that does that happen a lot, or is that just a David Spade thing?
I think that's just a David Spade.
Oh, really? Because I mean, Tim Allen's a comic, you know what I mean? So
No. But when you do mess up, you make a meal of it. Sometimes, if you mess up a line or you mess up what's going on, you start start playing with the audience and let them know.
They love it.
And they love it. They love it. If you've ever seen a live taping of a show, they really do love it.
Yeah.
And that's probably why David Spade did it. It gave him a jolt, gave him some juice. You know what I mean?
I also think it's like maybe like a stand-up thing. You know what I mean? Like how they like getting the laughs on every.
Right. You want to get a laugh on every line.
Yeah. So
It's not possible.
it isn't. I don't know.
Well, it's not possible when you're trying to do get a narrative out there. Tell a story.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So not possible. Not possible at all.
No, very difficult. Narrative, or throw it out there and see if it hits.
Right. That's what I do. Throw it out there, see if it hits,
Beautiful.
and then the story.
And that's right. That's what they do.
That's what I do.
That's great.
That's how it works.
So when you read the scripts and stuff, I mean, obviously you have to do it because you're under contract. But do you focus more on the story, or
Yeah, I always read the whole thing.
Yeah.
Somebody once told me that you should read a script Somebody once told me when they did a movie, they would not look at their lines only. They would just read the script every day.
Oh,
Read the
really?
script like 2 or 3 times
Like the entire
every
thing?
day.
Wow.
Just read the whole thing. Because then you get an idea of where you fit in the story, and you get an idea of the ebb and flow of the story itself.
Yeah.
And so, I definitely read the whole script. I read the whole script. I don't read it every day, but I do read the whole script a couple times, during the production.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome. And then your voice acting, you're also known for voice acting. Like,
Yes,
that's
I am.
Yeah, that's a totally
I
different
am a
beast.
voice actor. I do voices, mostly evil ones, as you can tell.
This guy didn't know you were in Guardians of the Galaxy. I was
Yeah,
like,
the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ronan the Accuser.
Ronan the Accuser on Guardians of the Galaxy, the animated series. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't have to say that. I was trying to get him hoped up with the movie.
No. I wish, man.
That would've been
Boy,
cool.
that would have been cool.
Yeah. So,
But no.
like, do Ronan because I've only seen the movie.
See, I don't remember what Ronan sounds like.
You can do Darth Vader then.
I could just do Darth Vader. But no, Ronan.
Do Darth Vader.
Yeah, well, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
I like that.
That sounds just
That's
like
great.
James Earl Jones.
Or if I say it to a comic, I usually say, I find your lack of jokes disturbing.
That's a good one.
That's what I always say.
That's the Grand Heckler.
Exactly.
Can't
There you
beat
go.
that guy.
And I'll just like this to the comic as he's on stage. Take it. I'm squeezing your head.
I'd love to see that.
I'm gonna take that
Number of
30-second
comics.
clip, and whenever I bomb, just play it
This
out.
way. I am squeezing your head, Reza. I find your lack of jokes disturbing.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
That's what I'll do.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I also, what else did I do? Yeah, no. Each character, each one of those little voiceover things are, not little. I mean, those they're fun. You know, some of the best scripts I've read in Hollywood have been, these animated features and things like that. Really, they just have some grand ideas and such fun stuff to do.
Do you ever get compared to James Earl Jones a lot? Because that sounds
All the time. This is CNN. No, I do. Yeah. I met him once when I was like 19 years old.
Oh, tell us that story.
Well, he was doing a reading in Pittsburgh. No, I was younger than that. I was like 17 or 16 years old. He was doing a staged reading in Pittsburgh. I can't remember what it was. And my teacher, Stuart Marks, great guy. He was my drama teacher, and he was like, I know you love this guy. I know you love all this stuff. And he's like, you want to meet me out there, and we'll go, And then he got me backstage, and I shook his hand. And I was just so pleased, I was so happy. And I've met him since. That's what, how was that? It's like 40 years ago at least.
Was he a cool guy?
He was very, very
Yeah.
cool. He was so nice to me. So nice to this, 16-year-old kid.
They,
Didn't know it all.
They say that you should never meet your heroes. Have you heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
but that's totally not
I
true.
don't- I don't
because
It's not true.
yeah,
I don't
you
agree
should
with
always
that.
meet
No.
your
Yeah.
heroes.
I think you should try. I
Yeah.
think you should try because
Oh.
I mean, what you have to do is realize that everybody's human. Everybody is
That's
has
right.
foibles and messes up.
Everyone
And
does.
everybody is not perfect. You know what I mean? So yeah, meet your heroes, man. Meet your heroes.
I actually just met my personal hero a week ago.
Who's that?
You're gonna laugh, but it's John Cusack.
John Cusack.
I have this weird obsession with John Cusack. They call me the John Cusack of stand-up comedy.
You know what? I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
So anyways, he was playing at Riverside, and I'm very broke, So I saved like 4 months.
How broke are you?
I'm pretty broke.
Okay, I thought.
But I don't want to like go into that. But like I paid $400 tickets for this,
Wow.
and it was like 3 rows behind him. And like they said, tweet all your questions, John Cusack. So I tweeted like several times, you know what I mean? And my question got answered, and then my name won a free meet and greet thing.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So like I met him, and dude, he was the coolest guy ever.
See?
I was like, that was totally worth it.
Yeah.
And my dad's making fun of me.
What?
I-
For liking John Cusack?
Maybe, I don't know, but he's like, why would you pay that much to?
To see John Cusack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
I
mean,
wonder how much people would pay to see me.
yeah, or James Earl Jones.
Or James or me pretending to be James Earl Jones.
You could totally get away with that.
I could totally get away with that. I just took a taller, broad-shouldered, 40 years younger, well, 30.
You want to hear an interesting
Years
fact
younger.
about James Earl Jones?
What's that?
Yeah, this is where my Asperger's comes in. He was in the movie The Lion King. Did you ever see The Lion King?
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, okay. Well, they're remaking.
Simba.
Yeah.
Simba.
All this will be yours
Oh my God.
one day.
Oh,
Everything the
that's-
light
I
touches.
can't-
Everything
Oh.
the light touches
Wow.
will
I
be
can't even-
yours. Yeah.
So
I
he
can't
was
even
in.
tell-
He was in The Lion King, and then they're remaking it into like a live action movie. And
Yeah.
He's the only actor in it. He plays the same character.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Wait.
he plays Mufasa in both versions.
Right.
That just tells you how bad of actors Matthew Broderick is.
Oh.
Like, you know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
don't.
Well, his voice changed a lot. But James Earl,
yeah.
you can't mess with perfection. You just can't do it.
Yeah, but I mean, like they should be contracted that if you do the original, and if it's the same voiceover, you got to do the new one. You know? Like, you don't think so?
No.
Oh,
No.
well. It's just an interesting.
He's giving someone else another opportunity.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
guy. Nice
Yeah.
guy.
And people's voices change, they're
Yeah,
not
true.
the same. But James Earl, baby.
No.
Yeah.
That's
James Earl don't change.
do you
no, he doesn't.
do, you
Thank
do like
God.
voice exercises to keep your voice so?
Oh, man,
crisp?
I wish I
Interesting.
did. I used to smoke, but I stopped doing that. So, no.
Oh, thank you.
No.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah. And I think my voice changed when I stopped smoking. I know I did because it got a little higher and lighter, less gravelly.
Were you a cigarette guy or a cigar guy?
Cigarettes,
Cigarette.
yeah. But I quit a long
Yeah.
time.
You sing? You sing? As for example.
Yeah. See,
It's just
Something tells me you are a singer.
no, but
just-
I can sing,
Yeah.
but not very long. I can can't carry a tune very long. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because
It's like a baritone.
yeah. Well, what's bad is like my wife, whom I love and adore, and she may be listening. I don't know. She probably isn't. But whom I love and adore is a professionally trained
Oh.
voice. She
Oh, really?
opera. She can.
Oh, my
she's
God.
she's
Oh, I
a
didn't know
mezzo
that.
soprano.
That is-
She's professionally trained mezzo soprano, and so music. She majored in music in college, voice, and she can sing. She can sing.
Yeah.
And so I'll be singing, just playing around, and she be like, "Honey, you changed key." And I'm
Oh,
like,
my
Did I
God.
change key? I'm just
Oh,
having fun, you
yeah.
know.
Oh, man.
So it's kind of painful for both of us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like I'm just having fun, and she's hearing me changing key all of a sudden, and it just makes her go, makes her twitch.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
That
So,
scares
yeah,
me.
yeah,
What you
yeah.
just said that.
Yeah, yeah.
I sing in my Buddhist temple, and I'm in the choir, and I do well, but I'm terrified of one of the women saying that I changed key. That I just I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, see?
Because I go, no, but hey, we're jazz singers. I was nuancing that.
Yeah, right. No,
You
no.
go, I went up.
No, that wasn't modulation, baby.
They
No,
don't-
no.
They have no mercy.
Yeah, no.
They
See?
just say, no, you changed keys. I'm sorry.
See?
It's kind of like that movie Sister Act, where there's the sisters are great singers, and then Whoopi Goldberg shows up, and then they're like
That's right.
spiritual singers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they're all doing some jazz with that. You ever see Sister Act? That was a great
I
movie.
love that movie.
That's
Yeah.
it's a classic.
You look like you could be like the cop in that movie.
I love that, my man. Hey.
I'm gonna
I could
rewrite
be,
it.
I could be,
cast
I
you.
could be anything in any movie.
Yeah.
You know,
Quite
I could be a little old lady in a movie if you want me to.
Oh really?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, that's awesome. Because I just I don't mean to brag or anything, but I just wrote a romantic comedy about a man who meets a little old lady.
Oh my!
Yeah.
You want to do it?
Sure.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
better read it.
Get you to
read it a
green
couple.
light.
Yeah,
You better
totally,
read
I'll
it
do
a
it.
couple of times.
All right.
I'll do it. Oh, maybe.
First.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I should read it now.
We could sell it to
Maybe you
Hulu.
should read it. Okay.
I already got John Cusack on board.
You got John
my
Cusack. Be
God.
me and John
Oh, my
Cusack.
God.
And then at the end, I say yes to the date.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that the same movie?
Yeah.
He's already rewriting it. A very good version of it.
Well, but that's how my sense of humor is. Like I like to turn things 360 and just get back to the
Right
what
on,
it is,
man.
you know what I
And
mean?
that's funny.
Yeah. But we gotta take a quick break, and then we'll come back. We'll ask you some Twitter questions. Do you like Twitter questions?
I do.
Yeah, Twitter questions are awesome. All right, guys, Rifters, if you guys like the show, you could subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Apple Podcasts. Give us nice things. We're also on Patron, not Patron the vodka, Beatron. Wait, what is it called?
I stopped drinking.
Okay,
So I don't think of that word anymore.
Well, we'll have
That's
the
tequila? Confusing me.
We'll have the lady send you the link, and you could donate whatever and stuff.
Patreon,
And
Patron.
thanks. So since we're not on the air right now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we're not.
Are we really not on
No,
there?
we're definitely
I didn't see anybody.
No,
I didn't
you
see
see that,
anybody
that
press any
clock? That
buttons.
clock lights up red when we're on the air.
I didn't even see it light up red.
Yeah.
You're making it up.
No, I'm serious.
Be very
Okay.
careful, Jonathan.
So like, what's like, you got any cool Jay Leno stories?
Cool Jay Leno stories.
Because I know he likes cars and stuff.
He does like cars.
We all like cars.
He let me drive one of his cars
Oh,
once.
really?
I like that.
How
He
was
let
it?
me drive an Aston Martin.
Oh.
Was he
that
paranoid
he
about?
was- No.
Oh,
which was
really?
the weird thing about it.
Yeah, that
He
does
was
seem.
not paranoid at all. I said, Jay, I've never asked you to drive one of your cars before, and he had this Aston Martin. He's like, oh, sure, go ahead. And then he gives me the key. He says, here you go. Just take it around the block. Be all right.
Yeah.
And so like I get into the
Oh, no.
I get into this $250,000
Oh, my
car and just drive it around Studio City and just.
Was he in the car with you?
No.
Oh my
I
god!
was by
really?
myself.
I thought, oh my.
I was by myself,
That's
and my wife calls.
That's so cool.
My wife calls while I'm in the car, and I'm like,
250.
"Hey, I'm driving Aston Martin." She's like, "Get off the phone! Get off the phone! Don't talk on the phone. Just pay attention to what you're doing."
Are you covered? Oh my God. Are you covered?
That's an awesome
That's an
story.
awesome
man.
story.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
God, that's
when
funny.
you're driving a car like that
No.
and you pass somebody, so I passed somebody who was driving a McLaren. You know what that is?
No.
It's another $250,000, British UK car.
Right.
And he looked at me, he gave me the nod. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know the nod.
Yeah,
The
the
brothers,
What's
the
up?
brothers of.
I was like, yeah, brothers
driving.
of driving incredibly expensive European vehicle. Nod. It's a thing. They do.
brotherhood.
That's an awesome
So
story.
yeah.
I hate to break it to you, but we're back on the air. Can you repeat that story?
See, there's no clock.
No, the clock turns black when we're on the air.
You are so full of.
That's the Asperger's showing up again.
That is the Asperger's.
See what I have to deal with.
But no, it's like You know what it's like having autism? It's like, because every guy has like two parts of brain, right and left, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If you imagine a little guy, you know, typing on a typewriter on each side of the brain, everything comes out smooth and clearly, you know?
And then
When you have Asperger's, you still have those two guys, but one guy's over typing. He's like, boom, 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 boom. And the other guy's eating back, eating Cheetos. So the stuff that's not funny, that's the Cheetos.
Right.
are they the hot Cheetos or the regular flavor?
It depends what kind of mood he's in, you know? He likes his Cheetos
Right.
very
I wanted
cheesy.
to clarify that.
I get it.
So who's the coolest actress you've ever worked with? Because you were on Bones, but that was like a drama show.
Yeah. Coolest. Who is the coolest?
Like, did they let you drive their cars?
No. Only Jay Leno let me drive his car.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. It'll be great. Yeah.
I love that.
Just go ahead and drive it.
I love that.
No, well, Jay was no. I'm not, I don't know any. I'm not going to call out any cool actresses because you know. I don't know.
I don't
man.
blame you.
Yeah, you get it.
Oh,
You understand what I'm talking
please.
about?
right,
Please,
right.
I'm
because-
scared. I don't. I
you
just
know.
don't yield. I don't. I
Right.
say nothing.
Exactly.
Because like you could have worked with two cool people. Like Dorothy could have bought you Subway, and then Heather could have bought you McDonald's, and then it's like
It's
both
a problem.
cool in
That's
a way.
a big problem.
You know what I mean?
So how
I
you-
get
is
that.
it, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
fast food thing that you're dealing
No,
with.
well, no. I mean that's the only thing girls have ever bought me. is
All right,
fast
I
food.
get it. Oh,
They've never taken me to
sorry.
Roost Chris or
Oh,
anything.
jeez.
Wow.
Have you ever been to Roost Chris?
Yes, I've been to a Roost Chris.
I went there the other day, and they have these amazing buttermilk breath things. You know what I mean?
Buttermilk breath things.
Breath
yeah,
things?
breath mints. It's like a
Oh,
buttermilk
the breath mints. As you check, as you
Yeah,
pay out.
it's just so.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if you've ever like kissed anyone with a, fresh buttermilk breath.
Let me think
No,
about that. Have you?
I've never-
have you? I don't recall.
Never.
that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like that's just a weird breath. You know what I mean?
it-
Buttermilk.
Let's see.
Is it really buttermilk?
Yeah, it's
not like-
buttermilk.
Really?
Yeah,
It's a buttermilk
breath,
breath
mint.
mint.
Yeah.
Well, that's Beverly Hills. I like Beverly Hills. I love Beverly Hills, actually.
Alan, do you
Unfortunately, I don't live anywhere near Beverly Hills. I live in Inglewood, and they love me. They actually adore me there. My brothers love me.
This guy is
A
considered
gang
that-
member came up to me after I took the 212 down Sunset to La Brea, and he said, "Oh, you live in the hood, and I just wanted to pass on to you. We give you a thumbs up. Yeah, we never will bother you because you're just, I'm nice to all the people.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
I think he has Asperger's too.
You do.
You know what?
I
It is
think he does.
contagious. I'm scared shitless because I didn't think I had it, and if I got it from you, bro, it's a
Yeah.
lawsuit.
Yeah.
It's a lawsuit.
lawsuit.
It's a lawsuit in the making.
totally
Of course, he
gonna
has no
sue you.
money. He has no money.
He already established that.
That's right.
That's
So-
right.
A lot of geniuses have autism, though. You know, Dan Aykroyd has Asperger's.
That's
syndrome?
right. That's right. I
No.
never knew that.
Yeah. So, like, if this stand-up comedy podcast thing doesn't work out, at least I get to be a Ghostbuster.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd. Jane, you ignorant slut. Dan Aykroyd. I love Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah,
I do
he's
too.
the
I do
best,
too.
man. Can you do a good Dan Aykroyd impression?
That was it.
Oh, that
It's very good. Very good.
You missed it.
Oh,
man.
no.
You totally missed it. That was all. That's all I had, baby.
Alan had a very serious question he wanted to ask you, though.
What's it like working with Tim Allen? No, I'll tell you. On another note, we were talking about voices, and this
Yeah.
gentleman. You can nuance everything, right? And it's part of the process. When you're doing a performance, and you're rehearsing it, and you're making a tape, whatever. There are points where you work it over, like you sculpt it.
Yeah.
Is that a fair thing to say? That the sculpting itself
Yeah.
is the nuancing of the tone and the values?
Right.
Thank you. That sounded very intellectual.
What was the question?
The question was
I didn't hear a question.
the question was that's the process, and did you do this? And that I answered my own freaking question. I'm just saying to myself, oh, that's the answer. So but that's what
Do
you
you
do. That's
do-
the process.
Is the process nuancing the,
Yes.
the
Thank you, Jonathan.
yes, there
for
are different
hosting
things
this
that
show.
you do. Yeah, no, you
Yeah.
get okay. Let me okay. On Green Lantern, there's a character that was what was his name? Atrocitus, and the character looked like his teeth were too big for his mouth the whole time, and he's supposed to be like this seething ball of anger.
Yes.
And so, Atrocitus, I always did the character, always sort of through my teeth, and everything was just, I am going to, everything was like, I'm gonna kill somebody, right? It was that moment, like, when all the kids have left everything out, and the TV's on, and everybody's in another room, and or something, and somebody left a burner on. You know what I mean? The dad moment of just like, oh, if I haven't told you this once, I've told you 1,000 times. That was the character, and that's where he lived the whole time. And so that answers what you're talking about, because I wanted that character to, to always have this just like constant seething anger. Whereas, somebody like from Guardians of the Galaxy, he had, this Ronan had this like nobility about him. Like he felt like he was always better than anyone he was around. Yeah. And he was always the smartest man in the room. Yeah. And he could always take things to a different level just for himself. So yeah.
That sounds like my dad.
Thank you. That explains Reza's name.
Yeah, that's right, Reza.
But that's great. Thank you so much. That's a beautiful explanation. Then
right on.
I have a couple more questions about the voice acting, because you've been doing it like in the 90s and stuff, and now today. My uncle also does it, but he did it more in the 90s, and he said he never really recorded with other actors. Compared to today, I know that because a lot of my friends are on shows, they say they do record them with other people. Is that
well? Like sometimes you do, because I like that, and a lot of directors like that interaction of the actors, actually talking to each other and trying to figure out what the other person is saying, and that's that I love that interaction. Yeah, I sometimes you don't get it, and what you're getting is the director giving you a line reading. Which way do you want to go? Yeah. Which way do you want to go? I want to go this way. Which way? I know he says it more, and you're trying to, and you get direction like, oh, you're talking to a guy who's right next to you, or you're talking to a guy, 30 feet away from you. It's a whole different kind of, way of speaking, of course. So, where was I?
What was the question?
The question was...
You gave a great answer, I'll tell you that.
I just got lost. I just thought, what's the question again?
The question was, which one do you enjoy better?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I like working with people. Yeah. Yeah, people are fun.
Yeah. So
I don't like being there all by myself in a room.
Oh, really? Yeah. Because then you're just talking to yourself.
You're just talking to yourself. Yeah. And I like my voice. Yeah. But
I like your voice,
too. I don't love my voice.
I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, but you sound like James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. Who's that? What street does he live?
When you were
what street does he live on? Where is he from?
Oh, that's interesting.
Where is he from? Wow.
Yeah. But what's he done? You want to hear a James Earl Jones fact that I know?
What's that?
Okay. He did the voice of Vader in Star Wars, but he wasn't really Darth Vader.
He wasn't Darth Vader.
No.
Darth Vader was such an important character in the first three series. He was played by three different people.
That's right.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones, the tall guy who put him in, who was in the suit, and the guy at the end who...
It was just a voice thing.
It was, the guy at the end who was the ghost. The ghosty guy. Yeah. Three different guys.
Yeah, each one, because, they died after each one because they were ghosts.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was a bad joke. Sorry.
That was an Asperger's moment.
This moment brought to you
by Asperger's. After the show, we need you to record that. So
I'll do it right.
So we can just play that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, when eventually I get John Cusack on, I could just play that.
Right.
But no, okay. My serious question is, how tight are you with Mandy Baxter?
you dig Mandy Baxter.
Mandy Baxter, yeah.
You like Molly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How tight are you?
She's great.
Yeah? Awesome.
I really, really, really like that girl. She's
Because we're
really
best friends, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what are you guys?
No, you and me are best
Oh,
friends.
I thought you were best friends with her.
No, man, you're my best friend. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Molly's great.
Yeah.
Molly McCook. Yeah,
We should go on a double date, you and your wife, and me and Molly. We could go to Roost Chris, get some buttermilk.
She's
breath.
she's engaged.
Molly's engaged?
Yeah, she's
We could bring him
engaged to
too.
be married.
How could you afford Ruth Chris? How
What?
could you already spent. I mean,
We'll have her
you're-
fiance or whatever. By
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have John.
True,
do
true.
it.
I don't want to try. I don't want to
Yeah.
diminish that dream.
But no, she's cool. She's cool.
She's really, really cool in that. And I know it's really hard joining a cast like that, just because, the internet can be vicious.
Yeah.
So all power to her, and she's doing such a great job, and she's so professional, and she. Online what she does is she'll answer anything positive anybody says, she'll answer. But if they say anything negative, she just totally ignores it, and I really respect that about her. She just ignores it.
And you're not much of an online guy, like.
I've tweeted like maybe 10 times in my
Yeah,
entire life.
because I followed you on Twitter because you're my best
and
friend.
occasionally
Yeah.
I'll follow you too, buddy.
All right, cool.
No,
You won't shut up on Twitter.
Yeah,
All
so
these
I
things.
can't.
Dear God.
I get tired. I mean, I try.
Yeah.
I'll spurts of tweeting,
Yeah.
and then I stop.
Yeah.
I
But-
tweet every now and then.
But what's it like working with like because this cast seems like it's a very family oriented, like even though it's not actual family, it's more, it seems like it's family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not work. Like, is that a good feeling compared to other shows you've done?
It's definitely has a family feel when you get in there.
Yeah.
Everybody is really a good person, and everybody really everybody works hard to make the show the best they can, and I respect that a lot, you know, because that's really all I'm about, is trying to make the best show we possibly can. We want to put out a good product. We want to make people laugh and have a good time every week, you know. So it's a great family feeling.
Yeah. I just have a great idea but we're running out of time, so I'm gonna make it fast. But I think I'm gonna write you some jokes, and you're gonna do stand-up comedy with me.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I would totally do that.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to actually do stand-up comedy.
Really?
I actually have.
Let's do it.
You want to?
Yeah.
You want to? I would totally do that.
Yeah. You want to?
I would. I'm not joking.
You want to open up for me on my autism awareness show?
Give me like. Does it? Do I have to have autism?
No. I could be like, this is a special guest. He's the only guy who doesn't have autism.
The only guy who.
That's a nice contrast.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Totally
Cool.
do that.
Because you're my best friend, Jonathan
That's right,
Adams.
man.
Yeah. Where can the folks follow you on Twitter or Instagram?
I'm only on Twitter.
Only on Twitter?
Yeah. John Adams VO.
VO. For
John
voiceover.
Adams VO.
All right.
VO.
And you should watch Jonathan on Fox's Last Man Standing at 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And, subscribe, rate, and review to Reza Riffs. If you'd like to donate, we're on Patreon. You could donate $1 or whatever. I'm probably saying it wrong, but it's the...
Patron.
No. You're supposed to say it's the Asperger's talk.
Oh, yeah. What did I say?
I don't remember.
Okay, no, I know what I said.
Okay, so should we read it?
Just go ahead.
If you want to subscribe, rate, and review, or give us $1 on Patron, or
This moment brought to you by Asperger's.
Thank you guys so much. Subscribe, follow us on social media at Reza Riffs, and my next show's at the Rec Room, April 19th for autism. Tickets are $30. VIP tickets are $100, and since the VIP is right here, man, we'll be taking photos.
And I'll be
Thank you so
selling
much,
lollipops.
Jonathan. Yeah, you'll be selling lollipops, and all right, Jonathan, all right. I love you very much. Thank you for doing
Thank
the show.
you, Jonathan Adams.
Thank you.
You're listening to Reza Riffs with Keith Reza and Alan Lee, right here on LA Talk Radio.